Hello, I'm Margie Kimberley. I have been a member of First Congregational Church close to 35 years now, I think. And so I have watched this building change and have been asked to speak about the Love and Justice space, which I'm very excited about. I have been involved with Northwest Youth Services for some years now and helped create the PAD, which is the Positive Adolescent Development Space, upstairs in that building on North State Street. This is designed to house emergency shelter for 13 to 17-year-olds. But when it was completed, the license was not ready from the state. And while we waited for that license to become available, we opened it as a drop-in center from 12 to 8 p.m., 6 days a week. And who showed up but the 18 to 24 population? They were able to cook a meal together, have conversation together, watch a movie, receive services, take a shower, do laundry. About 7 months later, when the state had the 13 to 17-year-old permit ready, the 18 to 24-year-olds needed to vacate that space, and it was not wise to have those two age populations mix. So at that point, the 13 to 17-year-olds moved in, and the 18 to 24-year-old population once again felt disenfranchised and a bit like a throwaway population in this community. Since that time, Northwest Youth Services has worked to carve out niches, small corners of their office space during certain days of the week to create space for those youth that had found community in that upstairs space. It has not been adequate. It has not served their needs. And so I am thrilled to think that we might be able to provide that in our church basement, in our new Love and Justice space. That said, I do admit to the fact that when we were first talking about this, as excited as I was about it, there were a lot of fears that settled into me. I enjoyed working with that population. I volunteered once a week in the PAD, but I cannot tell you that I didn't walk in each Wednesday wondering who I was going to meet. And sometimes there was a pile of backpack and blanket on the floor that I would step over and someone would say, "Oh, well, that's Cameron's life." And there were times I sat down on a couch with a young man who was trying to teach himself to knit, and his hands shook from his chemical addiction. And I thought, what am I going to say? But each time I learned that there was very little difference between that youth and myself, that he or she just wanted to matter and belong, just like I do. So as I then started processing that, though, for my beloved church home, and realizing that we are a church with wonderful young families, and that sometimes entering our beautiful church building will maybe look different, and that there will be young people on the street outside our church having a cigarette or conversation with one another, and that they might appear not as clean as we are, maybe a little scary. I started to worry about that. And I thought, is this the right partnership? And the more I think about that and the more I prayed about that, I think, yes, it is the right partnership. And that are my fears totally mitigated, decreased to nothing? No. Do I have wonderings about how this is going to proceed? You bet. But I think it's our work to do. And I think it's our work to do now. And I think that the potential for all of our growth is as great as any we're going to provide to any of these wonderful young people. So I thank you for just giving it some real prayerful consideration and linking arms. I think we can do good work together. Thank you.